This is the episode of Wife Swap they didn't want you to see.
I ain't going near them cows, I'll tell you that now. Is that a real mouse and a real owl that's been stuffed?
He's living the life of a single guy. He wants to go night clubbing.
Our next few days are going to be f***ing hell. Man, chill.
I'm just... I knew it was going to be a little bit different, but Jesus Christ, this takes the biscuit, you know what I mean? This is my worst nightmare come true.
Hello, you gorgeous donuts. Wife Swap is a TV show where two women from totally contrasting families switch lives for 2 weeks to see how they cope. It's wild, I tell you. And because the families are so contrasting, obviously it goes horrifically wrong. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, both the couples then meet up to talk about why they hate each other's families. Honestly, every single episode of this show is an absolute roller coaster, especially the episode that we're going to be breaking down today. This episode has been suppressed online. It's almost like Wife Swap don't want you to see it. I honestly believe it's because the antics that they recorded in this are honestly wild. It even leads to a point later in the episode where one of the couples are physically hurting each other. They're full on scrapping in front of the neighbours because of how much they hate each other. So let's get into it. The episode kicks off with us getting introduced to the Harris family. This consists of both John and Carrie. They have one daughter and one son, and their son looks absolutely fuming to be taking part in this.
They have 2 children, 6-year-old Saskia and 3-year-old Jansen.
Look at him, he's bored already, he's switched off, fuming. Not just because he's got a Blackburn Rovers top on either. Footy buds, anyone? Go on. No, anyone that give us a virtual high five there, thank you very much. Which is probably no one, because that would be a little bit weird. Carrie is a full-time housewife. She says in her own words that all she does is clean 24/7.
Cleaning routine is pretty full on. I'm always doing something.
My old friends could see me now, they'd say I'm a party animal that's been locked in a cage.
I love how some people, when they get older and have kids, they love like talking about how wild they were when they're younger. It's so funny. Oh, you should have seen me back in the day. Oh, you couldn't go on now how I used to go on. Honestly, they'd lock us up. They'd throw away the key, they would, honestly. I was a rascal. I was a terror to the streets. Honestly, I think you're crazy and nothing on me, love. Nothing. Like, why does every single parent make out as if they've had the craziest life ever? Any parents watching this are feeling very attacked right now. Apologies, okay? Her husband, John, is the man that finally tamed her. I was the one that settled her down. Right. He's a builder who works 40 hours a week, and he basically expects Carrie to do absolutely everything for him, and he really just doesn't appreciate her.
The house should be tidy and the tea should be on the table when I get home. In between sitting down and doing your hair and your makeup, I'm sure you can squeeze that in.
Put it here, brother. There we go. John, 1-0. Love it. Boys, yeah.
Oh, in between doing your hair and sitting down, surely you've got time. There we go.
I've said this in a video before, but it's so funny when people think that just because you're like it's a stay-at-home mom that they've got it easy. Like, honestly, that's one of the hardest jobs, like having to look after the kids 24/7. Like, you never get a break from them. I bet a lot of mums who live at home full-time with the kids wish they could go to work just for a little break. Not that they'd want a break from the kids, but you know what I mean.
He doesn't flush the toilet, he leaves it for everybody to see. The other week I said I do everything but wipe your ass, and he went, yeah, you can start doing that and all.
Oh, kinky? Nah, not for me. Not for me.
Keeping the house up to John's standards means that Carrie's got little time for anything else.
That's so funny that she has to clean the house to John's standards, yet John just never cleans. Like, what are these mystery standards that he's just created in his head? Like, why does this guy think he's just, like, so supreme that he needs his house to be so tidy without him doing anything to contribute to it? Because Carrie has to do so much housework, she rarely gets to spend quality time with the kids, and also as a family, they never really do anything together. They don't even eat tea together.
Saskia! And Yanni, tea!
I love that she nearly forgot that she had a son there. Saskia! Oh yeah, there's another one. Jensen, come on.
Like, John will eat his in the kitchen, I'll eat mine here. Kids will eat theirs in front of the tower.
Oh my God, like just seeing that sort of computer in that house has just given me a flashback to my childhood. Right, off topic, just for a quick second, I need to tell you this story. I remember this kid used to always knock on my door to wash my stepdad's car, and like my stepdad would just like give him like a £5 to do it. Like, it was like really nice, I guess. I didn't know this kid, but he was like a lot bigger than me. And I remember like the 5th time that he cleaned the car, he asked to use the computer, which was in my room, like underneath me bunk bed. And I remember my stepdad just left me in the room with him, so I had this big like almost like bloke of a kid sitting behind me using the computer whilst I was sitting on the floor playing on my PlayStation. I had no idea who this random kid was behind us in my room who was breathing down my neck. Not a single Scooby who he was. Do you know the trauma that gives you? He could have killed us. He could have killed us. Anyway, enough trauma dumping. From what I can make out about this family, I believe that Carrie is basically the mother of her children and John as well in the house. Like, the way she talks about him is almost like she's talking about a child.
John survives on just junk. Chips, sausage, chicken nuggets. He won't eat salad, won't eat vegetables.
I love that. He's like a child. He's like, if it's green, I'm not having it. Broccoli? Are you trying to kill us, love? Yeah, bloody stupid bastard. I bet she has to bribe him to eat his vegetables. It is also wild that he's a builder and, like, Carrie's able to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, this is such a different time. Like, obviously with inflation and the prices of everything now, this just wouldn't be possible at all, really, if you wanted to, you know, have your own home with kids. Instead of having the same tea as Carrie, John prefers to have a substance, which is actually illegal in the UK, but he's decided to do it on camera.
Far worse is the fact that John smokes cannabis every day despite it being illegal.
It is an addiction. It's, you know what I mean, it's something that he needs to do.
How have they aired this? Like, how have they managed to just, like, film this on camera and then him not just get done for that? They've got the evidence. They've uploaded it to television. How is he not getting done for this? This is illegal in the UK for people that don't know. People just do it on the sly, right? They don't post it to social media unless, you know, you're like a 30-year-old who puts it on your Snapchat story just like trying to act cool. After you've put like anyone need a lift, you know, like those kind of people. Apart from those people, everyone just does it in the private of their own home. When John isn't smoking that, he never really spends any time with his family. He kind of just always goes out with his mates every night, a lot of the time to play golf or to go to the pub.
Play golf to escape from this house.
The fact that John's only home long enough to get changed is creating tension.
I can't imagine how Carrie feels because she's obviously looking after the kids all day, and then when John comes in, like, he gets his food and then he just leaves to spend like his free time with like his mate, which obviously, like, he's been at work all day, that's going to be stressful, he wants to chill out, but he very much just isn't seeing this from Carrie's point of view. Like, Carrie's almost just like a slave to him and the kids. Like, when does she get a break? When does she get to spend time with her friends? Like, it seems like she never ever does. And I imagine John probably uses the excuse that he works a lot, but also, like, looking after kids is also work. You're just not getting paid for it.
A lot of time to do what he wants to do.
I would be fuming if this was me. I'd be like, get your fucking arse back in here, mister. You're watching Coronation Street with me tonight and you're gonna enjoy it. We then meet the family that John and Carrie will be swapping with. These are called the Bakers. Bridget and Mike have been married for 10 years and they also have 2 daughters and they all live on a farm together in Northampton. Bridget was born and raised on this farm and she works on it 24/7. She kind of makes out as if she's like Superwoman.
Bridget loves driving the tractor if she can get in the tractor.
She runs an agricultural empire consisting of
Sorry, that's kind of cold. What? Like, that's actually, like, that. Honestly, if I had the power to herd this many, what even are they, goats? Right? There's only one goat in this photo, right? And she's called Bridget. This is just wild. Like, I wish I had this amount of power. You could do anything. Like, you know, if there's someone you don't like, imagine just turning up at their door in the village just with all your goats and be like, go on then. Say that shit you were saying behind me back now, right? I've got all my friends with us, right? And we're not leaving until we're getting an apology, all right? Barry here, he is fuming, and look how horny he is. That sounded terrible. He's not afraid to use his horniness. I actually don't think they're goats, I think they're sheep. I've messed it up. All those jokes were for nothing. I can't tell because it's in 240p. This was filmed in like 2005.
My dad died, so I bought the land and I thought I want a farm and I started from there.
All right, we've all got a sub story, Bridget. I'm joking, that's horrible. No, stop it, stop. Obviously, she wants to kind of carry out her dad's legacy, which is really, really nice. Because she lives on a farm and her look, it kind of reminds me of Maggie from The Walking Dead. For any Walking Dead fans out there, you'll kind of get what I mean. She's like the real world embodiment of that character. Her husband Mike also works full-time on the farm and he says that the key to having a successful relationship is like pulling in the same direction, having like a clear vision that you both want to go in. I mean, tell that to John and Carrie, mate, right? They could definitely do with that advice right now. You can tell that both Mike and Bridget have a really like happy marriage and they really love each other and they're basically just doing their dream job together. They just seem so like carefree. One thing I will say though is Bridget is obsessed with us knowing that she's always busy.
I have to multitask because I'm so busy during the day.
Dance and I can sing and I can entertain the kids while I'm doing this. I can do their spellings while I'm doing this.
All right, love, we get it, right? We get it. You're busy, right? It's fine. Right? She's like bloody superwoman, she is, that woman, honestly. She can clean and teach her kids spelling. What? I feel like some people do really like get off to other people knowing how busy they are. Everyone knows someone that's like, you know, I've been on my feet all day today. Honestly, I've not had a single break. Not had a second to think. I haven't. Not had a second to think. You've been on your phone all day. I've not had a second to go on my phone. I haven't. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what's on my phone because I'm busy. I'm always busy, you see. You see, I'm always busy, me. It's like, we get it. You're busy. Okay. Don't know why I've got trauma there. That's not even trauma. I don't even know. That was just something that needed to come off my chest. Why do I feel a lot lighter now? It's now the day of the swap, and you can tell both of the wives are really frightened for what's to come.
This is going to be a challenge for me. I've never left the village.
I'm sort of shitting myself. Has anybody got a dry pair of knickers?
Oh, love. What? You haven't really, have you? I mean, where you going? You probably can just have a shit in the woods, if I'm being honest. No one will know. Just bury them, right? That's what I would do. I'd just leave them, like a goodbye present. Just, there we go. Put them in the ground, bit of soil under. There'll be a sunflower there in 5 years, man. Nah, probably not. They'll leave their families for 2 weeks, and during this time, they have zero contact with them, so they can't check how they're getting on without them. And when Carrie sees that she's going to be on a farm, her reaction is so funny.
Oh my... There's fucking cows. I ain't going near them fucking cows, I'll tell you that now.
Oh my God, this woman is class. She is so funny. The cow's over there like, what are you saying fuck me for? What have I done, love? I live here. Right, you're the outsider, if anything. I was here before you. So you can keep your bloody gob shut, love. To be fair, if I was Carrie, I'd possibly think I was going to get murdered here. Like, you're on a farm in the middle of nowhere. Like, you know, nobody can hear you shouting if you need help. It's like the movie Get Out. You're just going to have to run for the hills and hope for the best. After this, both of the women then explore each other's houses. And every single time with wife swap episodes, they just relentlessly insult each other's homes for no reason.
I'll tell you what, they want to get a bit fucking more modern, don't they? Well, look at the state of her hairdo, you know what I mean?
Is there any need for that? She's not done anything. Oh, they want to get a bit more. Are you seeing the fucking state of her hair? That's on her wedding day as well. Did they not pay the lecky bill with all the lights off when she was getting ready? Bloody hell, wouldn't catch me looking like that on me wedding day. You wouldn't catch us looking like that with hangover. What a bloody state. There's no need for that, Carrie. Oh, well, love.
You know, I like open, I like air, and I feel really enclosed.
It's a little bit dramatic, isn't it? This is just the normal size of a house. We all can't live on a massive farm. That was the nicest insult ever. Yeah, I just feel a little bit claustrophobic. I'm having a hot sweat. You know what? I think I'm having a stroke, actually.
I mean, all the beds are just like not properly made. There's claws everywhere.
It's like everything needs painting. It's like it needs cheering up a bit, doesn't it?
Like, why aren't they nice about each other's homes? Like, why are they really, really horrible? Is it because it makes themselves feel better about their own homes? I'm unsure, because every single episode, this is the case. They just relentlessly insult the homes. I wonder if they're told to do it. It actually seems like it's coming from their soul when they're saying these insults. It's like they're actually angry about it.
Is that a real mouse and a real owl that's been stuffed? I mean, what's wrong with sticking a nice vase of fresh flowers on the side? You know, why did you have to put a dead owl?
To be fair, I kind of agree with her on that. If I walked into a house and somebody had like on display like a dead mouse stuffed and a dead owl, I'd be like, oh, all right, Chloe, just stay near us, okay? Let's just keep our back to the wall the entire time we're here. Don't get too drunk, okay? I'm gonna, we're gonna get an early night tonight. Unless you want to be on display yourself, love.
100 kids' videos. Watching the telly all the time, that's a waste of time, that is.
I love that she's saying watching TV is a waste of time whilst also appearing on a TV show herself. What is the inception that's going on here?
There is no way I'm going to get on with these people. I want to get to reality, you know what I mean? People don't live like this.
Why is she so fuming? Like, she's fuming that their decor is just not what she would have. Like, she's actually fuming about this. Just chill out, love. It's fine.
Oh my God. There's a dog. Fat? You could saddle him up and ride him.
Again, just insulting the animals that were here before you. The dog's like, love, like, you're coming into me house, you're calling us fat. Like, is there any need? Like, I've been locked outside this entire time when you've been filming, and now you're calling us fat. Like, what are you doing, man? Both of the wives then read the manuals that they've left for each other on how they like to run their household. They have to follow all of these rules for the first week, and then in the second week, they get to implement their own rules, which always causes mayhem. But we'll get onto that later.
I have so much drive and ambition that I'm better than most men. She thinks she's fucking Wonder Woman, don't she? You know what I mean?
Carrie is just like kind of toxic but kind of real. She just speaks her mind. She's just so harsh for no reason. Oh, she's just fucking busy. She just thinks she's fucking Wonder Woman, does she? I'll show her Wonder Woman. She's just on smoke the entire time, just standing on business. She's definitely the person on a night out that like protects her friendship group. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? Get out. Fuck off. Dirty man.
Girls always have a pudding in their packed lunches, and I'll be whipping up some fairy cakes at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, the kids always have a pudding in their packed lunch, do they? I'll show them a bloody pudding. A knuckle sawney. No, we're not talking about beating kids, actually. So if you laughed at that, that's more of a reflection of you as a person. I'd never say that, right? I was saying what she possibly could say. Terrible, guys.
It's a bit sad to be baking at 10 o'clock at fucking night, innit? I'd rather be watching Big Brother or something, you know what I mean?
I love that every single sentence that Carrie says, it's followed by, do you know what I mean? I actually don't, Carrie. Most of the time, I actually don't.
He goes out 5 nights out of 7 and he never asks me to come. If I want to go out, I have to get him to agree 2 weeks in advance.
That's actually horrific. Like, he's allowed to go out when he wants on a whim and she knows nothing about it. Yet she has to schedule a night out in, like, 2 weeks prior. Like, what is this? I should gotta book a 28 days of holiday in advance. I get that this guy is paying the bills, but he's clearly, like, using this over Carrie's head. Like, he's using it to control her. Not because he wants to provide for his family. It seems like he just wants total control. After reading the manuals, the wives then meet their new families for the first time. And instantly, you can tell that John isn't happy.
I was hoping a baby was going to come, but I thought realistically it was never going to happen.
Why would you want a babe to come? I guess that means, like, you wanted somebody that you find attractive. Like, why? Were you going to sleep with her? Is that what you thought this was? Like some sort of swingers club? Why would you want somebody that you find attractive there? Like, the only reason is because you'd possibly, you know, want to do something with them. Like, that's the only reason. I just feel bad for Carrie because imagine just, like, watching this back. Like, seeing your partner wishing that somebody that he found attractive was going to come into your home. You just feel even more small than you already do. I'd be like, why'd you say that? Eh? Did you use this show to get rid of us, did you? I feel a little bit bad for Carrie because straight away she's made to do the chores that Bridget would normally be doing. And you can tell she already hates it.
Fuck, I'm going home tomorrow, mate. I stood out here in the pissing down rain, freezing cold.
I'll see you in the morning.
I feel like Carrie needs her own TV show. She's mint. I don't know if she is actually going to last the full 2 weeks here because this is so out of her comfort zone. Meanwhile, John has just left the kids with Bridget and just went out with his mates. Like, is this not really alarming that he's left his kids with somebody that he's just met a couple of hours ago and went, right, it'll be fine, it's all right. See you later. Right, I'll be back. I don't know when I'll be back, if I'll be back. Like, you don't know this woman. For all you know, this woman could be completely evil and you've just left your kids with her just because a cameraman and a producer has said that they've checked her details. I don't understand how they do this. Like, I would need to be there 24/7 to make sure that everything's going okay. Can the double vodka Red Bulls not just be put off for one night? At this point, I really can't tell who's going to struggle more, whether it's going to be Bridget or Carrie.
He's living the life of a single guy who wants to go nightclubbing, and she's living like a nun.
I do really hope that this show is going to help Carrie build some self-confidence so she's able to actually stand up for herself. Because at the minute, she's not living the life of a mom or a human. She's basically just like a robot who's there to serve John. It's now the first full day of the wife swap experiment and Carrie has to start at 6 a.m. on the farm.
Look how much shit is here. Oh, God, look at flies on it. Minging.
To be fair, if you're not used to this, like having to start at 6 a.m. by shovel and poo, like whether it's in the pouring rain or whatever, like this is going to be a little bit of a shock to you, especially if you're used to just staying in the house. Like this is going to be really tough to adapt to.
There's not just the farm to run, but the family to look after as well.
I feel like shit.
Well, like the saying goes, you are what you shovel, Carrie. One thing that Carrie notices straight away is that the kids actually have to start working at 6 a.m. as well, and she really doesn't agree with this.
I've just been watching them shovel up shit, which I don't think's right. Cleaning up horse shit. Maybe they enjoy that, I don't know, but it's not something I'd make my little girl do.
I actually do agree with her there. Like, I know a lot of people might have a difference of opinion in this in the comments, but I feel like you shouldn't make your kids do that at 6 a.m. Like, it's nice that they can help out, but they're basically just doing free labour at this point. Like, they're starting at 6 a.m. work? Like, they're children. Should they not have a little bit more fun in their lives at this age? They've got their entire of their lives to work. I know they work on a farm though, and with family farms, like, it's definitely like a family business, and it's something that the kids are expected to help out with. So I do understand that. I just think it's a little bit intense for their age to have to do that at that time. Like, I get that it keeps costs down, and, you know, margins can be very thin on a family farm business. But if you're making your kids like shovel poo all day and do loads of jobs on the farm for free, is that not kind of like a form of child labour? You're going to see later in this episode that the kids don't actually like play at all. They don't have any fun. Like, they work and then they go to sleep. Back in the other house, John is having his first smoke of the day, and Bridget is really annoyed because she's having to do everything.
Lazy's not sat in there doing sod all.
Standing at tidy, it's a bit slack, it needs hoovering up in it, and all, I'm going to shout her for that.
This guy is the biggest like bullshitter that I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I've saw like something like, you know, there was like something on the floor over there. It's not up to my standard. If it was me doing it, that wouldn't be there, but I'm not doing it, you see, right? See, that's below me, right? I don't clean. What? Me? John? Not a single chance, love.
I mean, where does she clean? You know, I mean, I've got a full-time job and I clean. It should be spotless if that's all she's got to do.
The amount of times that Bridget like mentions that she does so much is just so funny. She's like, yeah, I've got a full-time job, right? And after my full-time job, I clean. And after I clean, I go out and fight crime. But I can still keep me home cleaner than this. I'm just trying to decide who's got it worse, because even though Bridget is having to deal with all that, it's now 5 p.m. and Carrie is still shoveling poo.
I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. Fucking hell, I knew it was going to be a little bit different, but Jesus Christ, this takes the biscuit, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, Carrie, you are fucking mint, love. I knew it was going to be a little bit different, but they're taking the piss here, come on. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean, don't you? Yeah. To be fair, that is taking the piss a little bit. Like, what is that? Like 12 hours of just constantly shoveling poo? There is one point where Carrie finally has enough and storms off. The way that she took her coat off there, that was so dramatic. Just... That's so funny.
I'm sorry, Mike, this isn't for me. Call me what you want, but I hate staying here.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. I mean, the fact that she said that, clearly she's really struggling here. It is also funny that she's been doing that, but Mike was just sitting there having a coffee. Like, why couldn't he have helped her? I know some people might be thinking Carrie's overreacting here. Like, you know, yes, it's shoveling poo, but, you know, you just have to kind of get on with it. Some people will be thinking. But I honestly think because she does the same thing every single day, she's looking after the kids, she's in such a routine, she doesn't get to do anything else. Like, any little change in her routine will be really overwhelming, and the fact that this is such a huge change, like, this is going to be so much more intense than somebody else who kind of has different days doing different things. This will just be such a shock to our system, and I honestly think, like, give it a few more days, I think she will cope with it as the days go on a little bit better, hopefully, but I guess we'll see. But if you think that Carrie was kicking off, wait until you see what's going on with Bridget and John, because they're taking it one step further.
Carrie's standards aren't as high as my standards.
Well, look at the fucking state of the place, man. That's not been hoovered for a good bit.
That's not been hoovered for... But I think you were doing it 10 minutes ago, but still, look at the state of it, man. Like, why doesn't he just do it? Just, if you're not happy with it, if you see something on the floor, or just pick it up.
She does it 3 or 4 times a day. Look at the floor, it needs mopping and sweeping.
If he's going on like this with Bridget to somebody that he doesn't know, imagine how he talks to Carrie. Like, Carrie has to hoover 3 or 4 times a day just to please him. Like, that's just to please him. That's the base level here.
Again, I think she's just totally smitten with animals. The animals will probably be living cleaner than what she will be doing.
I mean, she can't be that smitten with animals. She called your dog fat, and he didn't even do anything. He didn't even, like, get her going or nothing. That was totally uncalled for. She can't be that much of a Dr. Dolittle.
Well, come and tell me if this is how she'd have it.
Maybe she would have given it a bit of a better doing here as well.
Okey-doke, I'm there.
One thing I will really praise Bridget for is she's really, you know, involving herself in this swap. Like, she's listening to him, she's being calm, she's got the patience of a saint. Because if I'd hoovered again and then he went, oh, actually, like, she would have done a little bit better here, I'd be like, oh, would she? Would she? That's interesting. Right, fucking come here, son. I wouldn't really. I'd just probably cry if I was in this, if I'm being honest with you. I'd like to think that I'd stand up for myself, but I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just go in the corner and just wait until, like, the 2 weeks were up.
He's literally thinks that women are to be chained to the sink,
That's what their role is, 24 hours a day.
Now, if Bridget feels like this after, what, like 18 hours of living here, can you imagine what Carrie feels like? Like, this is her entire life. Imagine how she feels. Speaking of Carrie, it's now day 3 of the swap, and she's actually agreed to go back to working on the farm. However, this may have been the wrong choice, as things go 100 times worse. As she's in charge of herding the sheep to the market, but it all goes wrong.
Instead of controlling them, it turns into a race for the gate. And now 300 sheep are headed for a dual carriageway.
I'm sorry. I feel like I say this every time when we watch Wife Swap, but I think this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. There's just no break in this episode. It's just one crazy moment to the next crazy moment. No wonder they try to suppress this. It's just dangerous moments after dangerous moments.
Can't do it!
Do you know, if you're like one of those sheep, I guess this is the equivalent of having like a substitute teacher in, right? Like, imagine every single day you're getting, herded to where you're going by like, Bridget, and she's got like the authority. But then one day, just randomly, this random person comes in. Of course you're going to take the piss. Are you kidding? If I'm a sheep, I'm going to be like, I'm not listening to her. I don't know who that is. I'm going to throw pens off her. I don't care. I'm going to shit in the middle of the street. Well, who's going to tell us no? I'm just going to run away. They'll not catch us. I'm a sheep.
Where you going? Carrie, come back.
Why have they given her this job? Like, surely you need, like, at least some training to do this. Like, if I had to herd, like, 100 plus sheep, there's not a single chance that I'm keeping them all in line. Like, how? I don't even know, where I'd start, man.
Stop! Stop!
I love that she's speaking to them in English. She's like, oh, you, man! You, will you stop? You're taking the piss, you, aren't you? It's my first day. You've made it a living hell. Isolation. Go on.
Just stay, please. All your fucking mates are fucked off. I don't need you to fuck off as well.
I'm actually dead. My stomach's hurt. All your mates are fucked up, too. My stomach's actually hurting. Give us a sec. Imagine being a sheep on this day. Oh my God. Like, imagine if you were off this day. You'd be gutted. You'd be like, what? What happened? No way. What a substitute teacher. That's crazy. What? We'll run away from her. Oh, I can't believe I was off, man. Oh.
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is... Well, fuck off a lot of you, innit? You know what I mean? You might as well join your pals.
Why is she, like, so real? I genuinely would be like this. Like, if one ran away, I'd be like, oh, well, what's one? 2 runs away, I'd be like, oh, shit. And then if, like, 3 or 4, I'm just like, I don't need to do this. Like, what am I actually doing here? Like, I'm not getting paid for this. I don't need to do this. I don't need to be here. Go on. Go wherever you want. I don't care.
This is my worst nightmare come true. You know what I mean?
This is actual, like, peak British television. I wish that they still made shows like this. Like, this is just so good. This is so entertaining. Just people being their raw, authentic selves, not trying to, like, put on a front for television so they can, like, get brand deals or, like, make loads of money. Just people being on telly for the sake of being on telly is peak British television. Mike then rounds up all of the sheep and says that he's sick of having to deal with Carrie.
It's the behaviour of somebody that's not quite stable.
I think that's a little bit harsh. I feel like you give her a really stressful job that she's not used to doing. Like, if you can't see why she'd be stressed here, then, I don't understand how you can't see this. Yes, it's easy for you because you live and breathe this every single day. But if you had to, live her life for a day, you would find that stressful. It's just because this is the thing that you excel in. Later in the day, though, Carrie does actually become a little bit better at doing her farm duties. She has to shave the maggots off the sheep, and she used to be an ex-hairdresser, so she says she's got the skills to do this, and she really excels in it. Somehow she actually says she enjoys shaving maggots off sheep. I'd definitely be nipping them with the razor as well. If they've took the piss out of us earlier in the day, I'd be like, oh, you were the ringleader, weren't you? There we go. Right, fucking there we go. Oh, you got a little scar. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit far here, and I'm starting to sound like a little bit of a murderer. I wouldn't really do that. I wouldn't shave the maggots off anyway. I probably would have left her by this point. She also says that despite her getting really stressed, like, Mike has been really good and he's been really patient with her, and he's never, like, shouted at her or nothing. He's always just been there, calming her down, and she says she really appreciates this. She also says that she wishes her husband John was like this, just a little bit more understanding. Now, back to the other house. One thing I didn't realise is Bridget this entire time thinks that John has just been smoking tobacco, not on the wacky backy. I've got to use different terms, otherwise this video will get demonetized.
Really do that? So what's that going to do for you, though?
Chill me out, relax me, get me through everyday life.
Like, surely you'd be able to smell it. No? Surely you'd be able to tell. Especially he's smoking it in the house with no windows open. Surely this house is like hotboxed at this point. You know, like, surely the smell is just so overpowering. Unless she's, like, never been around it and she thought, like, this was just, like, I don't know, like a certain brand of Febreze that they use. Surely you'd be able to smell it as soon as you open the door, no? After this, Bridget actually starts breaking down in tears because she just can't believe that John would do this in front of the kids. It's now the final day before the wives can do the rule change where they can implement their own rules into their new household. And whilst she's been cleaning, Bridget has found some of John's wacky backy and decided to do this with it.
I'm putting it in the bin.
In it goes. Bye-bye.
This is gonna cause World War III. I can see it already. She just put it in the bish bang. There you go, bye-bye. Bridget has decided to choose violence today, and I'm here for it. It's so funny as well, because as soon as John walks in the door, Bridget tells him what she's done, and he absolutely kicks off. Just quickly, Donuts, if you haven't already, please do consider pressing the subscribe button. 53.4% of the people watching this video have not subscribed. Literally, if all of you press subscribe now, we might hit 1 million subscribers, and then you're in the before 1 million subscriber donut club. Do you not want to be in that? Press subscribe. Go on.
You find me smoke, aren't you?
Yeah, but you know what I've done with it?
You didn't put it in the bin.
I did. You know how I feel about drugs. It's not right to have that.
I think the dog's had a little bit of, the good stuff. Look at him. Absolutely chill. Never seen a chiller dog in my life. What's he been eating? That's the question I want to know.
What would have happened if he'd have ate it?
He's not going to start eating things off the floor, is he? I don't purposely lose it, did I?
The fact it was on the floor, the dog could have easily have eaten it. Like, dogs do eat things off the floor. Like, they just do. He could have quite easily have had that and something really bad could have happened. I'm actually kind of in the camp with Bridget here. But in it, maybe that's a little bit too far. Like, you still are in the week before you can do the rule changes, so you kind of have to just live here. But he is smoking it around the kids and stuff, which is obviously, like, not healthy for them. And her instinct as a mother will be to, like, protect the kids, so I can see from her point of view why she's done this.
I want to get it myself. When your rules come, I'm telling you now, they ain't happening. And I'm going to puff the smoke right in your fucking face, man.
He's not going to go through the bin for it. Oh, my God. I'm going to puff this fucking smoke in your face, love, right? And it's going to have a tinge of banana and a tinge of a Big Mac because it's been in the bin because you did it. Then you'll be sorry. Right? You're stinking a Big Mac. Oh, no one's going to touch you with a barge pole, love.
I'm cleaning up like Carrie cleans up.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have thrown it in the bin, would she, knowing full well that it was mine?
You're too frightened.
This is so intense. I actually like that Bridget is standing up to him because I imagine, like, when he's shouting at Carrie like this, Carrie just backs down because she probably is a little bit scared. Obviously, I'm not excusing John's actions here, but he is going to be even more hyped up and more agitated because if he's addicted to smoking this and he smokes it so often, like, this time frame of him not having it is going to send him, like, absolutely loopy because that's just what happens with addiction. So he's going to be even more on edge here, and the fact that Bridget has, kind of got herself into this situation is kind of scary.
She is ruled by you.
Shut your country bumpkin gobble.
Oh, you townie.
Townie.
This is such like a two children just arguing kind of conversation here. What did she say?
Country bumpkin gobble.
What's a country bumpkin? And what's a townie? These are the worst insults ever, yet they're getting so agitated at them. How's a townie an insult? You just live in a town. How's that an insult?
You started it. Believe me, your next few days are going to be fucking hell.
Huh.
That was a threat. Okay? That was a threat. We're now threatening each other. Your next few days are going to be a living hell. Chances are I'm just leaving at that point. Like, there's no need for me to stay in this, like, experiment. I'm not getting anything out of this at this point. Nothing positive, at least. I'm just going to hang the boots up here and just go back to my house. Because this man might murder me in my sleep. Meanwhile, after having a successful day of working, Carrie is trying to get Mike and the girls to kind of have a little bit of a party, just have some fun together, but Mike's just not having it.
Come on, Mike, chill out. Girls, what do we want to do? We want to dance, don't we, and have a laugh? Yeah! Come on. Oh, Abba.
This one's such a tough one because I don't know what the time is here. Obviously, the girls have a bedtime. They have a very, very, very strict routine here. But they're kids. Like, if they want to have a little dance for 20 minutes, surely you can just let them have a little dance. Like, why have you got to be such a fun police here? Like, I know they've got to be up at 6 a.m. to work on the farm, but surely they can have some downtime. Otherwise, they're just going to be miserable. She's iconic. I actually love her. She's so good. I bet she's a mint mom. Mike then just goes to the stables and does work by himself on the night time while slagging off Carrie.
Yeah, it's just out of control, isn't it? I'll get on and do this and I'll give her 10 minutes, but she better get the kids to bed.
You're acting like she's a lunatic. She's just dancing for 5 minutes to ABBA with the girls in the sitting room. You know, it's hardly out of control, is it? It's actually really chill, if anything. She just puts her music on and she's dancing to it. Like, live a little, okay? You're allowed to have a little bit of a break from working, okay? Just for 20 minutes. Her and the girls have been shoveling poo all day. They don't want to now go and shovel hay. Let them play for 20 minutes, man. Mike then goes and confronts Carrie about her lunatic antics.
I will be up at 6:15 in the morning.
We're going to have a coffee and we're going to bed early.
Right,
Because
well, I'll
tomorrow
go
we've
bed
got
in a
a big
minute.
day.
I'm going to go bed in a minute.
Sorry, that's the sign of an absolute lunatic right there. Who has a coffee and then goes to bed? And how many people have they killed? A coffee to go to sleep. That's the thing, you have to wake you up. Who has a coffee and then goes... Is there anybody in the comments that does that? Because I really need to just check your hard drive. What is going on there? Something's went wrong down the line and I need to figure out how you can come back from this. Because this is not on. Right, you need to sort yourself out. Come on. A coffee then going to sleep. Christ, you'll be like a Duracell bunny in your dreams. It's now the rule change day, which I imagine is going to end horrifically for both houses. I don't know how they're going to cope with this. Bridget's first rule is to ban John smoking in the house.
In Lancashire, Bridget's going to hit John where it hurts.
Where did she get this sign from? Like, on such short notice. Thank you for not smoking. You just know every single time John says that, he's going to be like, the fucking twat. The little twat. I just know that John is going to spark one up right outside of this sign and smoke it right next to it. This is just going to piss him off even more. Although I do think it is a really good rule that Bridget should implement. She also puts John in his place a little bit straight away.
You are not going out to play with your friends every night, but are going to stay at home and be a dad. From now on, the whole family will eat at the kitchen table.
Oh. All right, love. Sorry, Bridget. You're on smoke, love. I rate it. You've sat him down. You went, okay, John, this is the crack now, okay? Enough going out with your mates, having troubles, right? You're going to spend time with fucking me. Yes, you are. Go on, Bridget, stand on business, love.
John, no more smoking cannabis for you. From this moment, you are drug-free.
As much as this is a really good rule, this is going to be so hard for him to just cut out because, like, he's addicted. Like, he is addicted to doing that. He's doing it so often. For him to kind of go cold turkey right now is going to be so tough. And he's not going to be fun to be around, although he does really need to, you know, do this for the sake of his kids. Or at least, if he is going to do it outside. Like, don't do it in the same room as his kids all day, every day. She also throws away all of the junk food that they constantly live on, and she actually books them a family trip camping just so they can spend some time together. Meanwhile, some of the rules that Carrie is changing is she's making sure that the kids don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. to go to work. She's implementing some rules that make sure the kids are allowed to have fun and just play and just be kids.
You need to be doing what other little girls are doing your age. And I've got your dance mat.
Like, look how happy their little faces are. Like, they're not used to this. This is so nice that Carrie's doing this. This is such a good rule change. And hopefully, when she leaves, they will, like, you know, kind of implement this in their lives and make room for the girls to just be little girls. Because although it's great that they're helping on the farm, like, this is their parents' dream. Like, they should be allowed to be little girls, and then when they're old enough, they can choose if they want to kind of work in the family business or they want to go and do their own thing. It shouldn't already be decided for them. That's not fair. Carrie also plans a day out for the family where they're going to go shopping and buy loads of things for the girls, and also she organises this date night for both her and Mike to have. She says that Mike and Bridget must never be romantic because they're basically co-workers all of the time, which is so interesting because Bridget said the exact same thing in the intro. She was like, yeah, we don't really have much time to be romantic, like there's not a lot of like kind of romance in the air with both of us. So this is like a really valuable thing that Carrie's doing because she's going to hopefully help Mike and Bridget's relationship when they come back together. After they implement the rules, it actually goes really well for Carrie as she's playing with the girls. She's giving them like fake tattoos, she's dancing with them, and they're having a really good time. However, Bridget is really struggling to get her new family on board with her rules.
All right, you try it. Okay.
Oh, it just leaves a bit of a foul taste in my mouth.
He's such a prick, man. In a nice way. He's just an absolute bastard. He just likes putting people down. Like, that's what he gets off on. Also, like, the kids are reacting this way because he's reacting this way. He's reacting negatively, so the kids are going to react negatively. John is also not sticking to his substance ban, and Bridget is getting really upset because of this.
Please, I beg you to just stop. Just try for these few days that I'm here.
Man, chill.
I'm just...
What is going on? She's crying in his face. He's like, oh, chill, man. Just chill. What are you crying for? Hey, chill. What is going on? I wish I was their neighbour around this time. I'd definitely be like, Chloe, you seen John? This random woman's crying, asking him to stop taking weed. That's fucking that's hilarious, that, like.
But you can't, because I think it's wrong.
It's not wrong, it's not.
I know I'm laughing at Bridget here, but from her point of view, like, she's very much lives like a life away from all of this kind of stuff. So, like, John doing this will be really, really intense for her, and she'll be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world. And obviously it's not a great thing that he's doing this in front of the kids, but this will just be so overwhelming for her because she's just not used to anybody in her life even doing this. She probably doesn't know anybody that's even tried it.
Can't believe she started crying over me having a smoke, like, it just went way over. I didn't know what to do.
I can see this from both sides. Yeah, I can imagine he's like, what the fuck? Like, if I was doing that and someone was crying in front of us, I would, like, start freaking out. Honestly, I'd be like, oh my God, am I dying? What? Why? What? I don't know if I can admit this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I remember, like, the first time I did anything remotely like that, I ended up just crying myself. So that was the first and last time I did that. I think I'm just too sad to do that kind of stuff, you know? I've got too much stuff up here that, like, it's just not for me. It's just not for me. I need to be in control of this at all times, and that just does not help. Anyway, that was just offloading some trauma. Let's get back. If you think that this was intense, it is nothing on what's to come later on in this episode, genuinely. This is like not even 0. It gets to 100 very soon. Bridget then tries to enforce another one of our rules by stopping Mike leaving the house so he can go with his friends instead of spending time with her and the kids.
Hey.
Now it's time for me to go out.
Oh, I'm not into compromising.
Oh no, watch me, I'm going out now.
I stood with...
This guy is like a child. This is like his mum. Like, why is he just kind of going under her arm like, ooh, there we go. Love, you're not stuck in the mud anymore, you can move. No. He's so petty. Like, why is he not following the rules? Like, why have you applied to be on this show if you're not going to give it 100%? I don't understand why they even go on it. Later in this video, we're actually going to read an article which discusses why Carrie and John actually went on wife swap. But I just don't understand.
See you later.
Arsehole. Dog, you look about as fed up as I do.
Oh, look at the drool coming out the dog's mouth, man. Somebody think of the dog, man. Wipe his face, come on. To be fair, if that substance earlier was dropped on the floor, like, that's not the first time that's happened. So the dog might be cold turkey here as well, you know? Somebody think of the dog's needs here. In the other house, Mike is acting like John and just not listening to the new rule changes that Carrie has enforced.
I'm going to have my tea and then I'm going to watch around as well.
I wanted to do something different with the girls tonight, but obviously you find it too much to do.
I feel uneasy about Mike because even though he is being, very patient with Carrie and he's very nice like that, he seems to spend no time with the girls. Like, he's always working, he's making them work, and now he's got a little bit of free time. He's going to watch the Rounders, like, not spending time with the girls and not, like, kind of involving himself in some of the activities Carrie set up. That's just a little bit weird. I do understand that Mike works really hard and he's constantly working, but it does seem like his daughters are the last priority. At least, like, from the footage the show have aired, he seems to spend 0 time with them unless they're working with him, which just isn't healthy. It's now the second day of the rule changes, and Bridget is trying to get John to fix some stuff around the house that he's been refusing to fix for years, despite him being a builder.
I'm going to take all day to paint this roof. It looks like that if I'm in here that I'm trying my best to get it finished and sorted, when really I'm just going to chill out and have a smoke.
Why? This is your house. Like, Bridget gets nothing out of you not doing the work. Like, you're doing this because it's an ego trip, because you don't like getting told what to do. But if you don't finish it, it only hurts you. Like, Bridget doesn't live here after a few more days, but you do. Just do it, and then it helps you and it helps Carrie. Like, why would you refuse to do this? You're only hurting your own family here, just because your ego's been hurt. It's also interesting because he's not like the owner of his building company. Like, he's an employee there, so he clearly has to follow rules at work. work. So I wonder if it's just like he doesn't like listening to women tell him what to do. Like, it's so interesting to see how he has such an ego trip when either Carrie or Bridget tells him to do something. I just can't wait for when all of the couples meet up at the end of this episode, because I really want to see what they say about each other. It's going to be so interesting. The show then progresses 4 hours later, and John is still in the bathroom. He hasn't left throughout this entire time, and he still hasn't finished the work that was meant to take him like 10 minutes, just out of sheer principle.
I'm just going to tell her that I've been working hard in here and that I've just not had time to finish it. That's me.
Oh, you really got her there, John. Honestly, that's class, that, mate. That's class crack. Oh, you showed her. Oh, what? What a legend. Who invited the legend? Oh, that's meant that, not finishing off your own bathroom because, oh, what? Oh, honestly, this guy is such a ledge. Oh, what? When he finally decides to leave after 4 and a bit hours, Bridget actually locks him in the bathroom and says he can't come out until he finishes the work.
You're so selfish. This bathroom...
You're being the selfish not me.
This bathroom has not been done
Well, I've been doing it. I've tried, haven't I?
This, hands down, is the maddest thing I've ever seen. Why is she locking him in the bathroom? Like, this is a full-blown adult. It's almost like she's grounding him. What is going on here? This is wild. It's so funny as well, because the show then cuts to the other house, and they're just having their day together, and they're having, like, a really nice time.
John and Bridget,
Yeah.
I hope you're having as much fun as what we are.
Bridget's determined to keep John in the bathroom until...
Oh, that was an elite jump cut from the producers and editors there. They deserve a raise for that. That was unbelievable. I hope they're having as much fun as we are, whilst you see Bridget building a fort to keep John in the bathroom. This is unreal. What is he doing here? What's happening in this freeze frame? Is he jumping out the window? How's he got out there?
He's finished the DIY, but John's got plans of his own.
I don't know what to cover first, right? Before we see him jumping out the window, look at this defence system Bridget's built. It's like she's building the big wall in Game of Thrones. Why is she building a barricade to keep him in? And then he's just hopped out the window.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Did you hear the kid there? Look, it's Spider-Man. Oh my God, I'm in tears. Look, it's Spider-Man. Oh my God. Can you imagine being that child, just seeing your dad get barricaded in the bathroom and then he escapes by like climbing out of the window? This is just like a story that no one would believe. Like if you went to school the next day, they'd call you a liar. You'd be like, it just didn't happen though, did it? Just didn't happen. Oh my God, this is class. I love that he has such a big ego that he's decided the only plan of action here, rather than just doing the quick 5-minute job, is to jump out the window.
You think you're so funny, don't you?
Not only is
He's
John...
genuinely like a child. Like he's just walked into the hallway and just went, you're looking for me, are you? You built that barricade system. You didn't barricade it enough, did you? It'll take more than that to stop me, love. Like, why is he acting like he's got a W here? This is just so embarrassing. And it only gets worse because after this, they end up, like, fully scrapping in the back garden.
Oh, stop doing that!
Piss off there.
No!
So Bridget wants to confiscate his supply.
Bro, she's fully just battering him. What is going on here? It's not even funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. I can't stop. Again, like, are the neighbours not watching this thing? And should we, like, call 111 or 999? Like, I feel like this definitely kind of qualifies for that.
It's not funny!
This guy... How old is this guy? This guy's mental age is like 4. Just do the work. Why are you doing everything but doing the work? Like, surely this is just more stressful than just fixing whatever you need to fix. It's literally what you do as a job. What's Did you see him go for the cheeky FU there? The John Cena, he was like, whoa. There we go, fucking bang. She's literally chasing him around the gun. This is the maddest thing I've ever seen.
Don't be pathetic. Stop being so pathetic. Come on.
I know I'm laughing here, right? Like, this is, like, funny to witness, but this is actually really concerning that this is an actual, like, father of 2 children acting like this. Can you imagine how he acts with Carrie, if this is how childish he is with Bridget, a complete stranger? Like, this man must be an absolute nightmare to be with, and it's actually really sad that Carrie's had to put up with all of this.
Oh, now you're protected, aren't you? Because you got Yance on
my lad.
He's off.
Bloody hell! Even he's joining in! Why is the baby saying piss off, man? Who are these people? I just commend Bridget for just like... I would say keeping her cool. She hasn't really kept her cool. But I mean, just sticking it out. Obviously, Jansen is going to act this way because he's seeing his dad talk to Bridget this way and he thinks it's acceptable to also talk to, you know, like Bridget like this. And it's sad because he's going to grow up thinking it's okay to, you know, talk to mothers and women like this.
Why the hell Carrie puts up with you, I'll never know.
Because she knows when she's got a good one.
She ain't got a good one in you.
Oh, she's got a cracker.
She hasn't got a good one in you.
Mate, I'm definitely in Bridget's camp here. She hasn't got a good one. Like, I'm sorry, right? Like, the way you're acting, this is not a good one. If this is a good one, you know, I'd hate to see a bad one. Okay? You'd have to be with, like, Joseph Stalin or, like, Pablo Escobar, right? To, like, beat this guy.
And she's frightened of you.
Oh,
She is. She's frightened of you.
She's so right, though. Like, the way he acts, he does it in quite, like, a childish way, so it seems like, you know, it's not that bad. But he does intimidate people. Like, the way he's acting, a lot of other women who were in this situation would feel intimidated and scared by this. It's just the fact that Bridget is standing up to him, and rightly so. He tries to intimidate people, and when he doesn't get his own way, he just acts like a baby. Later in the day, Bridget finally gets through to John and manages to convince him to do the work in the bathroom that he avoided so much. And the way that she manages to convince him is by bribing him with the camping holiday. She basically says she's going to organise it and pay for it all if he does it, and he ends up doing it, which is great. Like, he's doing it, but he's doing it because he's getting a free holiday out of it. He's not doing it because he wants to do it. It's almost like bribing a child with pocket money. The show then cuts back to Mike and Carrie, and it seems like them two are getting on, like, really well. It also seems like Carrie's changed Mike's perspective on, like, a work-life balance.
I've done this for you and we've managed to... Now, why have all this if you can't sit and sometimes enjoy it?
And that's, like, a really nice moment in the show, because it's so true, because, you know, Bridget and Mike have this amazing house and they have an amazing farm. What's the point in having all this money and all of this, like, you know, materialistic things if you can't enjoy them? Like, if you're constantly just working every single hour of the day to supplement this lifestyle that is maybe above, like, how much you're earning, like, you're not happy. You're like a slave to these material items. And, like, I know this sounds deep, but you know, you're only here once, and wouldn't you want to, like, spend quality time with your daughters, the people you love? Because, you know, you only get one chance at this, so if you're just working 24 hours of the day not enjoying yourselves, then what's the point? Like, spend 20 minutes with your children rather than, like, you know, doing the hay so you can get ahead for the next day. Like, just, you know, spend some quality time with them, if you have the means to, which they clearly do. And it's actually really nice because they follow through with the day out with the daughters. And Carrie and Mike have a really nice time, and Mike says that they should do this more often because he's, like, creating a bond with his daughters. John and Bridget also go camping together with the kids, and they have a really good time. However, John isn't convinced by camping.
Is it better than staying in for the weekend? And they've got freedom, haven't they?
But I wouldn't like to do this kind of thing all the time. Like it's good once in a while, but it's not very exciting, is it?
To be fair, he is kind of right. If you don't like walk and you don't like, you know, doing activities, it's probably not your thing. I remember one time when I went on a camping holiday, I just remember being so jealous of the people that had caravans because it was like thunder and lightning, and I was in this tent while some people were like, you know, they had a roof over their head. And I remember thinking like they were so rich and just thinking like, why one day I want to be them people in the caravan, not the people in the tent. Still yet to achieve that, but this time. Another little thing, like as a kid, I remember being jealous of the people that were camping but had electricity. Like you could pay more to, like, you know, have like an electric like battery where you could charge stuff or just like kind of plug stuff in. Like we didn't pay for that. I remember just being so jealous of seeing the people watching like a portable television. It's so weird, the stuff you remember as a kid. Anyway, it's now the final day of the swap, meaning both Carrie and Bridget are going to return home today. One thing that is quite sad is Carrie is saying that she's kind of dreading going home because she's actually really enjoyed her time with Mike and the kids. She's excited to see her own kids, but I think it's just how she's treated like dirt by John. She just really I think she's like opened her eyes now to like how bad her life actually is. However, she says that this experiment has given her a lot more self-confidence and she feels like she can stand up for herself, which is a really good thing. Bridget kind of insinuates that she hasn't really took anything from doing this experiment. She just says that she hopes that John is nicer to Carrie when she returns. The couples then reunite for the first time in 2 weeks, and like the hugs they give each other is like, you can tell they're happy to be home. home, kind of. Especially Bridget, like, she is buzzing to see Mike. And that's one nice thing about this show, like, if you do like your home life, I imagine it makes you appreciate it even more. But I will say that both of these couples definitely have things they need to work on. Like, neither of these couples are, you know, the perfect couple. But before they return home for good, they all agree to meet up and talk to each other about their experience in each other's homes. I feel like this is definitely going to cause a little bit of upset. But surprisingly, like, nobody gets really angry. Like, they have like a few arguments, but nothing like previous wife swap episodes that we've covered, where they're like throwing the tables up and absolutely just being so nasty to each other's faces. Bridget just starts the conversation by saying that she feels like a piece of meat living in Carrie's home. She feels like John just uses her, and you can see in Carrie's face, like, her eyes light up that somebody finally gets it, like somebody understands how she feels. This must be such like an awakening moment for Carrie to just kind of snap out of it and just stand up for herself. Bridget also says that John needs to stop smoking around the kids, and he kind of says he's not going to stop smoking, but Carrie suggests that if he does need to smoke, can he just go outside? And then John actually agrees with this, which is really good, to be fair. It's an improvement. Both Carrie and John say that Bridget and Mike need to have more fun with the girls, and at first you can tell that Bridget's a little bit, like, I don't want to say she's hurt, but she's definitely got a little bit of an ego because she does think she's like the perfect like superwoman. But when she sees Mike's reaction, she kind of agrees that they do need to, you know, have more fun together rather than just working 24/7. There's also a really class moment where you see Carrie stand up to John for the first time and just kind of get stuff off her mind without John like putting her down.
I think when I get home, I'm going to be making some changes. You need to realise that we're a family and that we're not. It's not all about you and what you want to do.
Come on, love. Fucking get it there. Fucking come on.
Stand up for yourself. It's what you deserve, love, because you're a queen. You're an absolute queen. You are a queen. Right? What a woman, right, Carrie? You're a funny, independent woman, right? Stand up for yourself. Carrie then basically gives John like an ultimatum and says if he doesn't change, then they're going to split up. They're going to break up.
You're leaving me sat in all weekend by myself, and it's no lie. In fact, I love you to bits, John. I do. For the past year, I've been existing. I haven't been living.
And again, like, can you imagine how sad that must be? Like, you know, living... She doesn't have a purpose, really. Obviously, she has a purpose of looking after her children, but outside of that, she just feels like she's existing. Like, kind of the days are going by, and she's not really, like, you know, taking life by the scruff of its neck. She's not doing things she wants to do, things that she, you know, is interested in. And that's the worst mental space to be in as a person, when you don't feel like you've got purpose, because you feel like you're just kind of floating, and like, you know, like the world's just passing you by, kind of. Yes, you're busy, yes, you're doing things, but it's not like stimulating you. And I do honestly believe like the kids are probably the only thing that's keeping Carrie going at this point, just something to concentrate on, because if she didn't have the kids and she was kind of just sitting in the house, she'd be even more sad. But quite surprisingly, John takes all of the criticism on board. He listens to it. He doesn't like combat it at all.
I'm not going to start sitting in every night, far from it, but I am going to start doing more, trying to involve the kids and Carrie, and we do need to get hobbies together where we're all for.
And obviously that's just the bare minimum. Like, he shouldn't be praised for that, but it's a start, and it's just a start of like Carrie just like feeling like a human again, which is like a good thing. And it's a really nice note to end on as well, because a lot of the time with wife swap episodes, you're thinking that the couples are just going to go back to how they were, but it definitely seems like some change is going to happen here. We are going to get an update where we're going to see if there is any changes. But after this, the mothers then go back and greet their kids for the first time in 2 weeks, which is like a really nice moment for them. And we get like a short-term update, which happens a few weeks after they finished filming the swap. Bridget and Mike have actually took their kids on their first holiday in years, which is really nice to see. It's clear that Carrie's got through to Mike to have more fun with them. They've also had some couple time and went on their first date in 20 years, which I guess we've got to be happy with. They're actually acting like a couple, not just co-workers here. John and Carrie have been spending a lot more time together. John has been going out a lot less, and they've actually been on a camping holiday together, which is quite surprising, like considering it's only like a few weeks after. John's been camping more times this month than he has in his entire life. However, John's face doesn't look too delighted that he's spending more time at home.
You know what I mean? You have been spending a lot more time with me and the kids, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you see the little eye roll there? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's been fucking on, man. Carrie's also decided to look at some qualifications she can do to like start a career in some industry, which is good because she's getting a little bit of a self-worth back. Not that you don't have any self-worth being a housewife, but clearly it wasn't stimulating Carrie. It's like great for some people, but for Carrie it was almost like she felt like she had to do it rather than wanting to just be a housewife. And surprisingly, John has actually picked up some of the chores as well.
She's managed to make me tea on the washing up afterwards.
She's not a low woman, she was, let me tell you. Missed a bit.
Like, it seems like they're actually just joking here. They're flirting. You know, they're acting like an actual couple. They do seem happy here. Like, I think especially Carrie seems happy here. He's also trying to cut down on his smoking, and he says that overall he's been treating Carrie a lot better.
Because I let you be like that. You just did it, yeah.
Partly your fault, really, for letting me.
Well, it's not my fault, but...
He's definitely joking there. He's winding her up. Like, you saw him smiling. He was trying to wind her up. But it seems here that wife swap has actually been a really positive thing for both of these families, which you don't like normally get like a good kind of ending to these episodes. This has clearly been a wake-up call for John, and I'm here for it. This has been such a good episode. Like, it's had everything. Like, literally everything. What an absolute roller coaster that was. Now, I did some of my own research to see what happened after all of these people appeared on the show, and I couldn't actually find anything on Bridget or Mike. However, I did find a couple of things about John and Carrie. After appearing on the show, Carrie actually did like a full kind of news article online, and like there's this really funny picture of her where she's sitting like this. She looks like a proper influencer here. She talks a little bit about how her and John actually got onto the show, and it's quite interesting how they get scouted for this. She says here that she was on the internet one day and an advert for wife swap came up. We decided to apply for a laugh, she said. We filled in all the application forms and then got a phone call from the production company almost straight away asking us loads of questions. 12 months later, a suitable wife was found for Carrie to swap lives with, and filming began last June. It's so weird that if Carrie just didn't go on the internet that day, she would never have seen the ad, and her life may never have changed for the better. However, I did find one article 2 years later from the Lancashire Telegraph, which says here that John was spotted pushing Carrie. I don't know why they've like wrote an article about this, but when I read on, I kind of understood a little bit more. It says Mrs. Harris did not make a complaint, but the officers could not ignore it, the court was told. It says here that he admitted assault by beating. He was bailed until August the 15th for a pre-sentence report after the bench said he had used intimidation on arrest and the consequences could have been more serious. Apparently it was a single rather heavy push, but thankfully she didn't fall. So I don't really know what's gone on here. This is just a short article by the Lancashire Telegraph, but I really hope that Carrie is okay. It seemed like she was, because about 5 years later she actually appeared on a British show called The Weakest Link. That used to be a thing. I don't think it's a thing anymore. It was like a quiz show, so she did do some telly after it, but there's no real update today where these people are. I didn't want to search too much because, you know, I don't want to like dive too much into these people's lives if they kind of want to stay offline a little bit, but I just find it interesting to see what they go on to do afterwards. I couldn't really find anything about, you know, many of the people here today. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy my coverage of this episode. Genuinely, this was so fun to do. If you do want me to keep doing wife swap episodes, please let me know. Drop a like on this video because I know I've done a few now. We've got a whole series of them if you want to go and binge watch them because they're so fun to do, but I need to know that you want more. Okay, so let me know, and also go and watch this one now. Go and have a binge watch of them because they're absolutely great telly. Thank you very much for watching, Donuts. I appreciate yous.